Hello everyone, so today we're making fishnet gloves and let's begin. This is our reference and let's start the process. So these are the things we need. We need this acrylic yarn. I prefer you use more cotton because it will stretch and it might tear. So use a cotton one. I made a mistake here, so I'm using a 4mm hook. So if you want it to be more bigger holes, use a larger hook. We have the scissors and the darning needle, and that's all the things we need. So we will begin now. So first, to make the slip knot, we will hold it just like that, and we're gonna pinch it, pull it through and pinch it, and now we're gonna pinch the yarn and we're gonna pull it tight just like that. And now we will put our hook inside the loop. Now we will pull the yarn end that's connects to the yarn ball, so it makes it tight. You're gonna hold, you have to learn to hold your yarns and hooks more perfectly because it depends on how you hold it. If you hold it too tight, it will be too tight, your work will be too tight. Okay, so here I hold it like in my pinky finger and pull it up a loop in my index finger, and my thumb and my middle finger hold it, like pinch, hold it where we made the slip. Now we will yarn over, pull the yarn over yarn through the loop. Now we have chain 1. We will chain again 1. Now we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now I have made around 32 chains here, and you can make around how much ever chains you want, that it should fit snugly around your wrist. So if you have a more bigger wrist, you can go higher. It should always be a multiple of 4, but it can go higher. If your wrist is small, you can go down the size. So yes, 32 fits perfectly for mine. And now we are going to slip stitch into the very first chain we did. So as you can see, I'm putting my hook through the chain, and now a simple slip stitch is very easy. So you're just gonna pull the yarn through both of the loops, but to make it easier, I pull through the first, and we have the 2 loops, so I just pull the first loop to the second loop. Okay, and you're gonna make sure that your work doesn't turn, so it's gonna be a hazel. Okay, so make sure it doesn't turn and it's perfectly aligned. As you can see, it fits snugly around my wrist, so 32 chains is a perfect fit for me. So after you have made the slip stitch and you know that this isn't turned or moving, you can take this yarn and you can chain 1, and you're going to turn your work, and you are going to work every single, in each of these chains you're going to work 1 single crochet all across. So I wanted to show you that. As you can see here, like, see, we chained 1 here, but there is like a kind of slip stitch here. So we're going to go in the slip stitch, we are going to go in the chain space. Let me show you. This right here is the slip stitch, and the next to it is the real chain. Okay, so don't misunderstand it. So we are going to single crochet all around this chain. Like that, we have crocheted single crochet, and we will continue like that all across until we reach this end. As you can see, I have like finished like a whole thing, and now we are going to slip stitch into this stitch, this one, the very first one which we did, the first single crochet which we did. Either you can put a stitch marker at the beginning, or if you just know, you can just hook your hook through it and just make a slip stitch. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So let's begin. So this yarn tail you can weave in or leave it just like that. I'm just leaving it like that. So yeah, we're gonna pull the yarn through. Now we have 2 loops. We are going to pull the first loop through the second loop. Now we have made our very first slip stitch. Now our very second step has been completed. Now we'll move on to the third step, which is you're gonna chain 5, 1, 2, 3. We are gonna keep the stitches loose so it gives the more mesh diamond look. Okay, now you have your 3 chains, 4 and 5. Okay, so I am again going to tell you that do not go in this stitch. This is not a stitch, it's your slip stitch. Go in the next one to it. Now we're gonna skip the first 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th stitch we are going to single crochet. We're gonna go inside the loop, we're gonna pull the yarn through. We have 2 loops, and now we're gonna yarn over and pull the yarn through the 2 loops. Now we have made our very first single crochet. Now instead of doing 5 chains, we're gonna do 4 chains. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we will skip the 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th stitch we will do a single crochet. We're gonna pull the yarn through the loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops like that, and we will continue until this round. And keep in mind that when you do chain 5, do not turn your work, because that's just gonna result in not being able to understand it. Okay, so when you chain 5, just continue in a bridge like thing. So we're again going to do chain 4. I mean, like, we will just continue it like up till this last stitch, and then I will meet you there. Now as you can see, there we have 2 stitches left, and this was over single crochet. Now we are gonna hold the yarn. Now instead of chaining 4, we are gonna chain only 2. So 1 and 2. Now how we are gonna end the round is super important, so look carefully. We are gonna yarn over, like we have this yarn over another hook, and we are going to go in the very first chain we made in the beginning, like in this first chain. Okay, and we are going to do a half double crochet. We're going to take the yarn out, pull through 2 loops, and we have this 2 loops on our hook. We are going to pull the first loop through the second loop, so like this. Okay, we have ended our very first row. So each time you start a row, you're gonna chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're not gonna turn your work like that, you're just gonna continue like in a bridge form. So we have this chain space here, we're gonna single crochet into that like this. Okay, see, we have got this diamond little mesh here. We're gonna chain 4 at the beginning of the round we are chaining 5, and when we are continuing the round we are chaining 4, 2, 3 and 4. So we will continue it across the whole round. And especially for beginners, be careful that if you have made this as the first mesh stitch, you can put a stitch marker here, a bobby pin or anything. But if you're advanced, intermediate, you know how to crochet, just leave it like that, because you will just know that this is row 2. So we will just continue all across. Okay everyone, look carefully. We have chain 4 here, and this was where we started over round. So we are going to single crochet into this mesh stitch. Okay, so now instead of chaining 4, we are just going to chain 2, because if we do it here, it won't look as proper as this one. Okay, and it will just ruin the whole symmetry. We are going to chain 2 now instead of 4. At the end of the row we are going to chain 2, and the same process, we yarn over and we go into the very first chain we did for starting the round, and we're going to take a yarn loop out of it. We're going to yarn over, pull through all the loops, but here I have only pulled through 2 loops because it's kind of hard. So just now we have 2 loops on our hook. We're gonna take the first loop and pull it through the second loop. So we have officially ended over row 2. So you can just continue like this till 8th row until you can see that it fits a bit snugly around this area. Now we will chain 5. So we have chained 5, and we are going to single crochet into this mesh stitch like that, chain 4, like that, and single crochet into the mesh stitch. So you just continue the same process over and over again. So this is our start. Okay, so up till here we're going to continue on. Now as you can see, we have reached the end of our row. We have a single crochet here and some chains here, and the same thing we're going to do here as well. So we did a single crochet in the chain space. Now we are going to chain 2, and we're going to yarn over, and we are going to go in that chain space. I mean in the chain 1. Okay, so like this, and we're gonna make it, pull through 2 loops. Then we have 2 loops in our hook, pull through the first loop from the second loop like that. So I guess I have taught you how to continue. So continue for 5 more rows and we will meet you there. Chain 5. And so I have completed 8 rows of this, like it fits around up till here. Now we have the area for over the top, so yeah, I'm going to crochet that one now. So we're going to chain like regular. Let me show you. First we are going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now we are going to single crochet into this very first chain space. We're going to single crochet. Next is the very important part. Instead of 4 we are going to make 6 chains. So this is going to be over space for the thumb. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if this feels a little smaller for your thumb, you can increase the size to 8 chains. Now we have 6 chains here. Instead of single crocheting here, we are going to single crochet in the next chain space, and we're going to skip this chain space, single crochet into the next one to it, like so. So we have this a big gap here, so this is gonna be oversized for the thumb. Okay, now we will just continue like regularly how we were doing before up till we have reached our desired length of our hand, our wrist as well. So we will just chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just single crochet into the next chain, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, and single crochet into the next chain, and we will just continue on and on like that up till we have reached our desired length. So don't worry if you feel like it's too tight. Either you can change your hook size or you can just block it later, like with a steam iron. So this was also tight before, like this one, so I just steamed it like from my steam iron. And if you don't have a steam iron, you can just definitely go for soaking in warm water and then letting it dry, stretching it to your desired length. So I think it's super easy. So guys, as you can see, I have made around 16 rows, and if you include this single stitch and the chain, it's gonna be around 18 rows. So if you minus the chain, it's gonna be 17 in with the single crochet, and the mesh stitch is gonna be 17. So now I'm gonna show you how to make the perfect single crochet border for these chain spaces also. So we're gonna do a single crochet round all over. So we're gonna chain 1 and you're gonna put 3 single crochet in this chain space. So let's do it. 1, you insert your hook in the chain space, you pull the yarn through, you got 2 loops on your hook, you yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now we have 2 and the last one is 3. Okay, so we have done the chain space, and now we are gonna do this single crochet. We're gonna do this one as well. like this. So we make a single crochet like so, and in the next chain space we have as well, we're gonna do 3 single crochets. It's 1, 2, and 3, and 3. And next, and we will just continue like this all around. And please do not forget to put a single crochet in this single crochet, this one as well. And always remember, in a chain space you put only 3 single crochets. And please always remember to put a stitch marker in the first single crochet you start in this row, because you're gonna get confused and continue single crocheting all across. Okay, so here I just know that this is my first single crochet, so I didn't need to put the stitch marker. But if you are a beginner, always put a stitch marker at the start of the very first stitch. Okay, so now we are gonna slip stitch into the first single crochet we did. So we have this loop on our hook. We are going to insert our hook inside the stitch. We're gonna pull the yarn through it, and now we have 2 loops. We're not gonna do yarn over. Okay, we are going to pull the first loop through the second loop, and now our row is completed. We're just gonna fasten it off. So you can just fasten off like this, snip it from here and just fasten off like that, but to make it more secure, we are going to chain 1, and we are going to take a cutter and cut it, and ta-da, it's done. So as you can see, it's a bit looking more like stuffy, and we want to make it more like stretchy, and like we want it to be more with the layers and the fringles. So let's just block it. So as you can see, it looks a bit tight and it looks a bit very bulky. So now we will just block it, just like we did to our previous one. So now I want you to see the difference between the non-blocked and the blocked one. You see, it's the stitches are looking more tighter, and there is no like the drape. There is not the exact drape as it come in this one. So after we block it, it's become same like this one. So all that's left is to fasten in the ends of both of these. So let's just do that. See, this is the one I'm making. This is the one I have made. See, we have, after blocking, we have this much more space than the original one. So blocking your work does really work. It just gives you more space, like 10% more space for you to fit in. And also my yarn here is kind of stretchy, so yes, I have made my tension a bit more tighter.